Ms. Tonga, Ms. Young, thank you for your presentation. Climate change is inevitable. We are all affected by it as Pacific Islanders, one way or another. As a contestant, what would be one event or activity that you do if you are going to crown as a specific island that you actively take to mitigate climate change?
I got a question. If I was gifted the opportunity to serve as a Miss Pacific Island, I would love to start an initiative for our youth and encouraging entrepreneurship. I have a background in business marketing and management, and I love seeing the creativity of our youth and the aspirations that they have. And I think this generation, specifically Generation Z, is very passionate about justice and the social issues that we face as Pacific, but then also in the online space around the world. And I would love to help encourage our youth in what it looks like to take ownership and being a part of our communities and leading dialogue. It's been great. I had the opportunity to attend the Pacific Tourism Conference in my country, and we got to meet youth from all over the Pacific who are starting businesses that they are passionate about, preserving their culture in a way that is passed from family to family. And in this, they are so inspired by these issues, but sometimes lack the resources and what it looks like to protect our environment. And what I'd love to do is partner with our entrepreneurs and build a system where we can educate them on climate change and the reality that we're facing. And it's beautiful, the example I used here in Fiji. He has very much taken ownership and led community initiatives and talking to village chiefs from his island. And I think it was a very heavy burden from the stories he was sharing, and to bring about a young perspective of what it looks like to preserve our culture, and then bring tourists and revenue in, building economic development. It rallied his whole community. So I think in not only Tonga but the rest of the Pacific, there is room to grow in creating educational programs for our youth and being entrepreneurs, whether it's through school or even through our government sector and NGOs, and then therefore educating them on climate change and the ways that they can preserve our culture, which therefore preserves our environment.
Thank you for your answer to the first question. I have one question for you. How can we inspire the youth? How can we inspire the youth of Tonga to use indigenous knowledge or indigenous knowledge practices in an effort towards sustainability, looking at the effect climate change is having in your country or the Pacific as well?
Can I come with a question? I think our theme is very timely. One Pacific, one voice, building safe online communities. I think in Tonga and the rest of the Pacific, they're craving to find their place not only in the villages, but in the rest of the world. And I think they're looking for that in the online spaces and affirmation and connection. And I think it would be a great way to create sustainable methods is bridging maybe some of those gaps in what it looks like to create sustainable opportunities in preserving our Pacific. And I've loved some of the programs I've seen online in sharing about the climate initiatives. I mean, in Kiribati, I've read beautiful examples of storytelling, and I think that's where our elders love to come into play in passing down their knowledge, is telling stories about people and what that looks like through our arts. For example, the gentleman who made my crown is from Hawaii, which is one of the outer island groups. And he so loved the artistry that his family practiced, therefore creating a business, and then inviting youth from around our main island, therefore not only learn the practices, but partner with them in sharing the stories of the meaning behind our resources. And here before us is Black Coral. We have one of the deepest trenches in the Pacific, called the Tonga Trench. And in that, we're able to see our unique factors and some of the stories that reflect even our natural resources. So our elders passed those down through storytelling in person, but then our youth, and specifically this artist, has grown his business and sharing it even globally, and bringing to light the love and the value between our culture. And it's actually inspired a lot of families who've come through to visit Tonga, and therefore they've taken it back home, not only their arts, but as well as the stories which inspire them to lead lives in sustainable tourism and climate change initiatives. And I think what we really need in the Pacific is to bring to life these issues. And what's the best way as a vessel is not only our land, but our people and the next generation being our youth. So I look forward to the online initiatives and hopefully being a part of that with